Oh, that's not the one. That's the one. Welcome back.
Hello.
paiN versus SG. Best of 5 grand finals. Winner goes to the International Blitz.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a short story.
All right, let's hear it.
That story is the story of Tavo.
Mm-hmm.
Tavo, who earlier this year was actually playing for Midas Elite Club, or whatever the hell their name was.
Top tier team.
5 seconds remaining.
They did make
Team pick.
qualifiers.
Mm-hmm.
They made it.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was actually playing for SG, the team that they're now facing up against. And in that qualifier, SG did pretty well for themselves. They went 7-2
Mm-hmm.
in the group stage, and went all the way to the grand finals.
5 seconds.
They lost to Infamous initially, went through the losers bracket, 1-2, 2-0 to everybody, got to the grand finals, lost 3-0 to Infamous. Tavo tweeted today that that was one of the worst feelings in the world. Never felt like that before, coming that close to the TI, and ends up bombing out against Infamous. He came that close. Now, he's on paiN Gaming with King RD. They are 1 game up against SG, the organization that he used to play for last year. He's just 2 games away from going to Seattle and fulfilling his dream.
Yeah, and Weehaw this time will get his revenge and finally get to go back to the scene. Honestly, when we first went there, it felt like kind of a desperate move. I was like, why is he doing that? But it kind of feels like when people just like immigrate over to like C region and stuff, you know, after we started it and got flamed like crazy for it on Zephyr.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be the martyr. Then he goes over there, and now he's having a lot of success. They got 3rd at the major. Like, they're a fun team. I don't know.
Oh, you want to know something?
Hmm.
When I saw that Zephyr lineup, I was like, man, I wish I could have done that.
Oh, we definitely would have had you. Fucking
Too bad we didn't know each other about back then.
Fucking Aosin.
I was like, man, that'd be so cool. I was like, because I knew,
Seconds remaining.
I knew about you,
Yeah.
and I knew you were really good. But I saw
Corey was legit. Bambo was legit.
Bambo was, Bambo and Corey. I knew Corey was really good because I'd seen him in NA.
Yeah, Aosin was just really lazy.
But you had Purge and Aosin, and I was like, I think I'm as good as those guys. I was like, man, that would be sick. I didn't know I could make a play like that.
Kevin was a good player, but we just gave him a lot of stress because he had to handle everything.
Yeah.
We made him do like 8 different duties.
Yeah,
I feel
you
really
guys
bad
are
for him.
you guys are all assholes. He probably had to manage the hell out of that team.
Honestly, Kevin is like fucking. Every time we go out to eat nowadays, I always pay for the meal. I'll do that permanently for him.
I like how you invited him to Korea, then made him do everything.
No, I didn't invite him to Korea. Okay, here's the heartbreaking part.
Okay.
He told me, he said, he told Grace or whatever that he just missed hanging out with me. Because he said California was like more boring without me.
Yeah.
And he saw the opportunity to help me, thought it'd be fun. Like, he dropped everything.
Yeah.
So he could go do that. That is like a fucking homie and a half.
Yep.
I'd bleed for that man any day of the week. I didn't appreciate it as much.
I like how you were gonna say I'd die for that, and then you lowered it to bleed.
No, I would. I was gonna say I'd kill for that man.
Oh, okay. You'd kill for that.
Yeah. And then I felt like that was
maybe a little bit too aggressive.
I would die for Kevin though. Like that guy is a boss and a half. I owe him.
He's a good guy.
Like 80% of my success in the Dota scene, and that is like the low estimate. That guy has meant the world to me. So shout out to Purge. But I mean, the fact that Weehaw was able to make that like move over, make it work as well as it has. Of course, they're only up 1 game. Stan King and Flea in a similar position after starting off pretty good on VGJ. You know,
It feels like a redemption opportunity for a lot of these
sides,
players,
yeah.
right? Demon did the same when he was going to move down to South America and went to Southeast Asia instead. I don't think people evaluated. I don't think people, other pro players, looked at Weehaw very favorably last year. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, I think a large part of it is that like he had some motivation issues. Like it felt like he didn't really care as much. And then I think having the down year, as bad as it sounds, like because I was his coach and stuff like that. Like I'm not salty about it at all, but he just wasn't as motivated to play the game. And I think once you have that year, and unfortunately it was the year with us, once you have that down year where things aren't going well, it's like a reality check. Like this is actually what I want to do for a living, and it sucked not being able to perform at the level that I'm used to performing at. Because Weehaw's a very talented individual player. Like he's really smart. He never gets tilted. He's the kind of guy that you can like endlessly yell at and say like you fucked up, and he's always gonna accept it. And so, I mean, from a storyline angle, like I feel bad that like both these teams can't make it in. You know, I know a lot of people like relish in seeing teams like EG and stuff falter, but it's like these are all good guys, and it's gonna be a shame that somebody doesn't make it in. It's like you should care about the players. They're all good people, generally speaking. I won't say everybody that I've ran into, but for the most part, like these guys are all good guys that are just trying to chase their dreams, and that should be respected in itself.
So we head into the Game 2 draft. We are going to have a bit of a reverse situation. It was the last time that SG revealed all 3 of their cores in the first 4 picks, and as a result, had their Ember Spirit really heavily countered by a Klink's last pick. This time around, well, no, I'm totally wrong. I'm sorry. paiN actually have not revealed their last core yet. I saw Leshrac for whatever reason. I thought he was a core. But they've got Death Prophet, Magnus cores. Leshrac, I'm going to presume, is the 4-position aggro support. And they just need some sort of aggro offlaner to go with him. Meanwhile, SG, they've picked up an early Spectre against Magnus, Death Prophet. I mean, I feel like all of these heroes, a core that can get on top of them, which both Dragonite and Spectre can do. It's going to be really effective.
I like Spectre against Mag. It's really hard to play. Once you get Radiance, it's like, how do you ever get the blink jump off? You got to just survive.
You gotta like Shadow Blade in and stuff.
And like it matches the pace, right? Because Mag games like to typically go a little bit later because you want to abuse the
Empower.
Yeah. But for the most part, Spectre can like go up against most of these heroes.
Now you just need a good team fighting offlaner, and that's Pango.
Yeah, I get exactly that. No real ways to stop him here, aside from the RP, right?
Yeah, if you RP, you actually just pull the Pango ball to you. And so you do hold them in place, but then you actually get stunned as a result.
So a hero that we've seen banned quite frequently is instead picked up this time by SG. Who's your carry? That's a life stealer. Good hero against all of these.
Yes. They don't have a good vehicle for him, though.
Yeah. Mag?
Yeah, I guess so. It's just, remember we were talking about how Magnus doesn't want to be like the primary initiator? They don't have like a 4-position or a mid that really initiates for you too well.
Shut up, Austin. All right. Guess we'll see what happens.
You don't like me creating problems, do you, William?
I like things neat. I like both lineups, actually. It's rare. I'm kind of okay with both of them. But Stan King's Warlock set, I mean, I feel like SG has much cooler cosmetics.
Yes, because they've got Spectre, Dragonite, Warlock. They've even got a Pango set. But, man, I would go for paiN if Tavo is rocking the Elephant Magnus. You know what I'm talking about?
I guess.
Do you not? Do you know the set or do you not? There's only a yes or a no.
Yes, I do.
I love that set. I think it's hilarious. So you just give him a big, long elephant nose. You've got a decked out Witch Doctor for Duster.
I don't like that one. The frog dude?
Why? Does the mask scare you?
Yeah, it does. It scares me. It bothers me.
I knew exactly the reason why. I knew you wouldn't like it for that reason.
I was talking to this girl and I was telling her that everything scares me. Not like I'm not scared in like real life about a lot of stuff, but for whatever reason, like movies and just this uncanny valley thing that things cross. Like I saw Gods' dog yesterday, and for whatever reason that made me lose it. I could not handle that dog.
What? I thought you said real life.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a real life dog.
But like I don't know, like animals and because the dog had like human-like eyes.
What?
Yeah, dude, look at that dog. Go look at God's dog. It's really cute. And then I saw it stare at me, and it felt like it was piercing into my fucking soul. I couldn't handle it. It was like a dog with human traits. That's where the Witch Doctor thing crosses a line for me.
Alright, guys, if you don't want to know what we're talking about, just look up Gods' Instagram.
Yeah.
He has pictures of his dog there, and you could see how William is making a fool of himself right now. Human-like eyes.
With human traits. What do you want from me, dude?
What does that scare you?
I don't know.
That maybe you could be a person trapped in a dog's body?
It's like why don't I like Game of Thrones? I just don't. It scares me.
I mean, I can understand that. Because you're afraid of everything, so zombies is probably
Yeah.
not something you handle too well.
God, no, I don't. Man, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
All right, so we're going to have an aggro dual lane, Chen and Pango against the Lifestealer Witch Doctor. Pango does match up relatively well against Lifestealer, just because you don't really get threatened too much. Any hero, any lane that only has slows, Pango's going to be pretty happy with. And he's got a Chen to help him out. One of the best lane bullies in the business. Our mid lane matchup is going to be 40R's Dragonite versus Weeha's Death Prophet. Weeha already putting in the work right now. And then it is a Magnus Leshrac lane aggroing into the Spectre Warlock. So they are going to be basically doing the same thing that they were doing with the Wind Ranger, just now with a big disable and split Earth.
Oh, cast flies out.
Decides to stun the Warlock to make sure that Tavo can get that CS. Bottom lane, we do have a stun or slow from the Hellbear Smasher. Will manage to get the CS. HFN gets 64 gold off of that.
When Costabile is having a much better laning phase. Already up to 9 CS with the help of the Warlock. Like, that heal is so efficient. He's even getting pretty low right now, Tavo.
Nice
he knows he doesn't have the skewer. He's trying to take advantage of that right now. Can't even pop the salve until the bonds are up. God, Warlock is so efficient at healing.
Yeah.
It's like nothing happened in this lane.
Yeah.
She's getting absolute free farm this time around.
Dive into the middle lane. They're going to go for 40R. Weeha does not have a Spirit Siphon, though. They're still going to try and get the kill, and they should be able to do it, too. 40R is going to try and burrow his way through the trees. Not going to happen, though. Duster tracks him down all the way through. First blood for Weeha.
That's pretty important. It's like you can't fail ganks anymore in mid lane, or it feels like you're ruining your own game.
Mm.
And that was definitely not a failed gank. Worked out perfectly. I would have been pissed at first if I'm Weeha. I'm like, dude, come on, give me the root. You know I have a bottle. But they end up getting the kill, so it's okay. It's aight.
Posa taking some damage. But again, shouldn't ever die to this lane.
Yeah. And this bottom lane, like you said, Laposa shouldn't die. He should be able to just farm. Like, what is Duster and HFN supposed to do about this?
The Centaur.
Oh.
Ah, nice save there.
Aye.
Top lane, trying to go for the dive. They do manage to kill the Warlock. Costabile is quite low as well. They can pop the Mango and slow him down with lightning, but instead they're just going to try and zone him out of the creep wave. After all, the Warlock's coming back soon. Split Earth does not land. Costabile is too fast. He does have magic stick charges, so he is not going to be that easy for them to pick off.
That would have been a kill.
They land the Split Earth.
He had Mango for, or he had stick charges for the lightning storm. Then he gets the skewer off, or not the skewer, the shockwave level 2. I'm pretty sure that's a kill.
I had some tips going down in the bottom lane. I'm not sure what that was about. They were tipping the Pango. A battle between Duster and Flea. Arcane Rune at the bottom lane. Either one of these mids would love to have it, but I'm sure Weeha would be happiest, and he will be the one to find it, too.
No bottle on DK yet. Or he's not going to go for one, sorry.
Yeah.
No bottle on DK at all. Why did I say yet?
You always go the Soul Ring build, right?
Yes. I haven't seen bottle on DK in so long. Maybe like a year.
Soul Ring is so good for strength heroes.
Bottle's making a resurgence again. I like that. I love Bottle as an item.
I think there's that side lane bottle time. Like, this was Ice. I think he would be picking up a
mid.
bottle on his Pango.
He's going for the dive. He does have 3 stick charges and gets a little bit low, but Weeha doesn't want to fully commit for it. Doesn't have another charge up. Now he's going to pop the Mango for himself.
Mango play. Pushing back Stan King. Bottom lane. Pushing back the Pangolier. So, paiN Gaming will walk away with 3 out of 4 of the bounty runs. And 40R is not having the best time mid, but he's got tons and tons of regen thanks to the 3 levels of Dragon Blood, so he will eventually reassert control over it. Weeha's actually going to head back to base. Does this mean he's going to make a rotation with his first exorcism?
I'm not sure.
You don't. You very rarely see mids walk back to base at this point.
I don't. I think he's just healing. I feel like you don't give up. You can't just make a move right now, because if the DK sees that, you have the catapult here too. If anything, you want to try to make a move on the DK.
And that's why Duster's going to TP into the mid lane, and Leshrac cuts into mid as well. They missed the split earth, but it looks like 40R should still die. Flea's going to try and send him back to base, but it's going to be far too late.
So you protect your catapult here. Weeha should step up. Then you're going to deal like 700-800 damage to this tower right now.
Might even be able to kill it.
Yeah.
Rotation's coming in from the Warlock as
he's
well
got
as
the
the
early level
paiN,
edict.
but
I like that a lot.
gets the Fatal Bonds on them. Early
He's gonna
Edict's
get
doing
some.
its work against this tier 1 tower, but Laposa's going to come in. Can he pop somebody here? King RD's a little bit low, thinks about it, thinks better of it, though. He just doesn't have his ultimate, so it's hard for him to be able to get in there.
Oh, Weeha's.
Flea slowed down.
Kind of
Weeha's trying to get the kill. He doesn't want to get stunned up. Might be able to get the last nuke, but there's a Fairy Fire. Flea's going to be fine.
So that play nowadays is super common. Depending on if you're the DK or the DP, you usually see like what team is more veteran, because you want to make that rotation first. Like
Right.
if you're the DK, you want to pop that DK form, and then bring heroes over to defend against that. And that's why they brought the Witch Doctor and the Lesh over, to ensure that they were going to get the kill, and then they could protect the catapult thereafter.
Right.
Like that play, in my opinion anyways, is like one of the more basic but successful, I'm a mid pusher hero, let me take your tower real fast. And we talked about like the importance of taking the mid tower from our previous cast, just how much it opens up the map, and that's why they place a premium on it. Which is why I would have liked to see SG at least go for the defense a lot sooner. Like they have to know the catapult's coming in, a play is going to be made.
It's just unfortunate that they have no playmaking heroes, right?
Yeah.
Like you have Lesh and Witch Doctor who can do things on the other side. You have Warlock, but pre-level 6 doesn't do a whole lot. And then their Laposa was very low level from the dual lane with the Chen.
Agreed. And now Weeha's really farmed. He no longer has to really sit in this mid area. And you're just free to kind of pressure the map a little bit more. That's why you're going to see the Lifestealer rotate up the top, because this top tower is going to be the next play, and they're going to try to do something very similar to what they did in the previous one.
Yeah.
So you put pressure to this top lane, send the Lifestealer up here, make it so that the Spectre can't go in lane, the Spectre TP's bottom, and then you just trade out that area, essentially.
If you're the Death Prophet, right, when this mid tower's gone, you could push it into the tier 2. It's a lot of room to push in. Bottom lane, they're going to try and roll onto King RD. Misses out on that. Paralyzing cast, bounces onto Costa Belay. Trying to hit him with Split Earth, but he gets run over by the Pango. Now, Tavo does have a skewer, but does not have RP, so opting not to go for a play.
You see the play pattern, though? Guys in chat, we should try to realize the play pattern here, is that this has happened 2 games in a row. But this time around, the interesting part, or like the switch up, is that SG isn't giving up this top area. But make no mistake about it, this is where paiN will now play, because they don't have anything to gain by staying bottom anymore.
Right.
You're going to allow the Magnus to just kind of sit there, and if they go for the kill, so be it, because he's going to get a lot more farm out of this area anyways.
And they know there's no Spectral, no Pango, so you might as well take advantage of that.
So this is the benefit of having taken this mid tower, because now this Dragon Knight feels like he can't make a move anywhere else on the map. Like he feels as though he's stuck here. But he's just getting less on the map, and Weeha has options. Like Weeha, if they're really struggling to take that top tower, will just connect with his next Exo and make his way up there next. Which is what I'd imagine he does. He's being a little bit greedy right now by just like sticking around mid. He's taking advantage of the fact that he took that early tower. And he doesn't feel very pressured at all, because he knows that everyone's playing in the side lane areas.
Yeah.
And so now 40R is going to make this play down at bottom. And the question is, like, where do you go if you're Weeha? So they take the top tower. He sees that his team doesn't need him quite yet, but maybe he goes to the tier 2, and they play it a little bit faster, because they know by the time that SG gets down there, the DK will have committed the Dragon Form for just this.
Right.
And Tavo gets to move down a little bit sooner. Like, he gets to just pull this creep wave. So Weeha's still sticking around mid. He doesn't want to lose his tower or even get it pressured whatsoever. But I think he should connect to the rest of his team right now, so they can take that quicker.
Part of the reason he's not moving is they have a support that pushes down towers, right? That's really helpful. So he's not necessarily needed in that regard. Leshrac was able to take the tier 1 off of Edict. Tier 2, a lot more difficult though. SG Yeah, you're right. Weeha's just still sticking out in this mid lane. Maybe it's just because the siege wagon was coming. He didn't want to leave the mid lane unattended.
He's playing for himself a little bit right now. Just like continuing to stick in this mid area, hasn't moved. The best thing so far is that Tavo's kept this bottom tower alive for as long as he has. It's made it so that 4DR is just splitting XP. Has to sit down here. Doesn't really want to be down here. Because he is getting pretty far behind now, in levels at least.
So Tavo's job was not to protect or save the tier 1 tower, it was to slow down.
Yeah, you're never really gonna save that tower.
Yeah.
You're just gonna kinda delay it and be annoying. So you see HFN stepping forward. But they didn't get to protect the catapult up at top, so that's why Weeha, it feels like he's like hesitating. I think he should have been here maybe like 35 seconds earlier.
Yeah.
And then they can take this tower a lot more easily because they'll have the catapult. But it doesn't matter. And this bottom tower, you have to kind of think of as a gimme. It's like a throwaway tower. Like, if Tavo keeps it alive for a little bit, you're happy with that. If he doesn't, whatever.
They're going to go for the team fight. Laposa, they're going to try and go on 40-yard. They're going to roll in, try and hit some heroes. Laposa, swinging a miss, though. It just completely whiffing. King RT is just dodging all of it. He does manage to kill the Witch Doctor. Warlock coming in with the Golem. Now with a combination of Laposa, they might be able to blow up some of these heroes, but Weeha's still staying alive. The Shrine is keeping them up, though. The only reason that this fight is looking really good for SG. They keep everyone alive, and now trying to chase down Weeha. 40-yard gives up on that chase. And instead heads back to the mid lane. So they do successfully defend their tier 2.
They don't get anything out of it, though, aside from the kills. Like,
yeah.
you want real estate right now if you're SG. You drop the rock, you use your DK form. Like, you want to get kills, or you want to turn those kills into towers.
Meanwhile, the Magnus got his Blink Dagger.
Yeah, like this Magnus is having an ultra-free game because of this. And this is the importance of taking that top pressure area.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, they use Exorcism on the side of paiN, but they're at least making some headway. They've done half damage to that tower. Magnus now has Blink. They can take a fight. I'd imagine they take a fight right now, which is exactly what they do. They manage to find Stand King. Because they know all the major cooldowns are on CD right now. They don't have Haunt. They don't have Warlock ults.
Yeah.
They don't have DK form for a bit. Like, go take a fight if you're paiN.
And now that they've set the faster tempo from like pretty much 5 minutes forward when they made that mid play. And off of that mid play, they got aggressive vision down. And off of the aggressive vision, they're getting picks, and they're reestablishing even more aggressive vision, replacing that triangle ward with now this high ground one. We saw the earlier push on the tier 2, netted them this ward as well. And now bottom lane, Pango, well, he did manage to get hit by the split earth. He still has his ultimate, though, and he's going to be forced to pop it here. Try and skewer a ball. That won't work. Go rolls away, trying to finish up a Blink Dagger of his own, which is incredibly important team fight power for SG. As seems they're on the back foot everywhere else. A re-smoke 40R, they immediately pop, they run into HFN. He's just going to rip apart Flea. And SG still going to have to huddle around their tier 2 areas. Costa BLA does have a Blade Mail. It's an early fighting item, I guess. Necessary. Gets used up. Weeha's going to make the play here. Costa BLA will not have the early dagger, but he will have the TP out. So that was maybe something Weeha didn't think entirely through, but I guess he can use that exorcism still to push on to the tier 2. They have one blink. They're still trying to work on the blink for 40R. 12 seconds until the Spectre ult is up. With the Fatal Bonds, it actually is a pretty good combination, just not that powerful just yet. They're going to try and turn, go on 40R, but here comes the Pango Ball. It's going to roll into Weeha. He yules to dodge. 40R is going to be sent back to base. He's going to be okay. They immediately go for the back line. Spectre is going to join in, manage to get the bump onto HFN, trying to finish off these heroes before they could TP away. HFN is left to die. Costa BLA cleans it up with a triple kill, claiming all 3 of those bounties. That was hugely important, so he can start speeding along to the Radiance and make the comeback for SG.
Once he gets that Radiance, you get put on a different kind of timer. Like, Spectre games are always so awkward to play. Everyone's played these kinds of Spectre games. Man, I really wanted Weeha to connect for that top sooner.
Yeah.
The play with the catapult, like, all of this stuff matters now. This is where, like, the snowball effect of Dota comes into play.
3 out of 4 of the bounty runes goes to SG this time.
They still have decent-ish control of the map, but like Spectre, a hero that has no flash farming ability at all, if he's within a few hundred gold, you're always going to be in a really good position.
I just, there's so much team fight on the side of SG, and they keep on trying to go on 40R first, who really serves like very little purpose for these early team fights other than tanking up damage.
Yeah.
Right, because he doesn't have a blink, so he doesn't really initiate for them. He doesn't have any real damage besides breathe fire. So if he's the one targeted down, that's perfect for SG, because literally everybody else is more successful in the team fights for them. Lapos is going to go for the 3rd item bottle, apparently. Normally you get it in lane.
So they do manage to grab the tier 2.
That's
And
weird.
they're going to go for the mid play as well. So now they feel like they're on a little bit more of a timer.
Oh, nice skewer back from Tavo. He's going to RP to make sure that 40R is left underneath this tier 3 tower for a while. Now 40R does have a TP. Weehaw, you made this mistake earlier against the Spectre.
Why?
And you just did it again against a Dragon Knight who was very dead.
All you do is Spirit Siphon. If he tries to go for the TP, then you can Yules.
Yeah.
They used everything for that. He used RP, he used Skewer. Tavo did his job. He brought him way too far away from the Chen.
Man, we started this game 2 praising Weehaw, and now he's just making some questionable decisions. Still, though, they'll have Radiance for HFN, so he's going to try and match the Spectre in that regard. Already has Armlet and Medallion as well. Roshan is obviously a potential pickup for either one of these teams, though a lot easier for paiN to do it, especially with the map control that they already have. First item, a Blink Dagger for 40R is going to go back for the Armlet, it seems like, but he knows how important the initiation is. He just needs to be able to jump in, stun somebody, cause some chaos, and allow the Spectre and Pango to follow up. And I like that idea. I don't think you should ever have the Pango, especially against the quick reaction abilities of Yules and Rage. You should never have your Pango be the straight-up initiator. He needs to be the follow-up.
Going for this bottom push. They've got all their ultis up. This is not a bad play.
And they still have the double siege wagons from earlier, so they're just going to keep on poking here. The blink forward onto
Aggressive.
Tavo. They're going to try and blow him up, see if they can take this Magnus. Goes to Belay, does manage to get the Witch Doctor, but they didn't have the damage to finish off Tavo. He actually goes to Invis just in case. Weehaw's going to run over Stanking pretty easily. Now they're going to catch Costa Belay, but the Blade Mail's doing its work with the roll-in from Laposa. They actually managed to finish him off. Now Costa Belay needs to stay ahead of HFN. They don't have a stun just yet. HFN gives up on the kill. Send back on Costa Belay. Tavo tries to get in with the RP, but it's not enough. HFN kills the Golem. He's a little bit low, though. Can't really help Tavo out, but they don't have detection either. Oh, he killed him! That was mid-armlet toggle. He caught HFN while the toggle was down. And SG, they blink forward, immediately catching Duster as well. Laposa jumps down to low ground to try and get Tavo. Tavo's just going to invis up again. Can just keep on blinking away.
Oh, man, this game is nuts. That Blade Mail just worked Weehaw.
Yeah.
He died so fast to himself. 40R going to get sent back. They almost grab the tower. Dominate that team fight. I think a buyback was used too by Tavo.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower.
Maybe not. I thought he died twice,
Oh,
but I
no.
guess not.
They just don't have any like really fast damage. This Chen sendback is doing a lot of work.
Yeah, I guess like the protracted fights don't help them because the Warlock is beast in those. The Chen sendbacks, SG's lineup is inherently tanky, and Costa Belay didn't even have Radiance going into that fight. I thought that was a mistake, but the Blade Mail just tore Weehaw up.
Dire's middle tower.
And the save on him. Oh man, he had so much gold built up. That would have been such a sick kill.
And he's going to have the +8 all stats now. And it's really scary when in these fights, if they want, like Spectre could just dagger and jump forward.
Yeah.
With,
Tomato.
with Chen send back, and then you just come back with Haunt.
I think Tomato and Paparazzi get the dagger CD. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, all the other Spectres that I've seen, though,
Yeah, they get the stats.
they get the stats.
I asked him about it, and because I wanted to know, because I'm just
Yeah.
curious, and he's like, 8 stats isn't that much.
Yeah, agreed.
And he said Spectre's nothing without her dagger. Like, she's the entire point of the hero is like.
And it's permanent, right?
Yeah.
You take away 10 seconds, it's a 7-second duration, so.
You pretty much just are constantly moving. I think the dagger, the more that I think about it, I think I'm a bigger fan of the dagger. I can see why people go for the stats, because it's a very easy way to think like, oh, you just get more HP, a little bit of armor, but 8 stats is not that much.
Especially as the game goes on, that dagger cooldown's going to feel a lot better.
I think so.
Like, once you get your Radiance and you get the first, even just that Vitality booster, like, that easily outdoes the stats.
Gonna have Radiance now on Costa Bile.
He's heading back for it. Cancelo's Quelling Blade. Come pretty close to it. paiN are currently smoked up. Their lanes are a bit pushed in, though. Gonna have to do some maintenance here.
And they were doing all the little things right, too. In the beginning, paiN. Yeah. Then it felt like they just took their foot off the gas.
They could go for Roche. Good scan, though, by Dire, they know. They've been off map for a while. They know they've got a Lifestealer and Death Prophet. Roshan taking potential is high. But paiN probably also know how game throwing that would be. If they try and do Roshan just straight up and get caught by such a good Roche defending team, Warlock, Pango, and I would say Spectre isn't bad around the Roshan pit as well.
Spectre now has Radiance.
Weehaw. He's going to be caught by 40R in melee form. They are going to be able to roll onto Weehaw as well to keep him chain stun.
And 40R is like the king of
And now Duster. Nice play from Laposa, hopping over the cliff, catching the extra kill for them.
40R is the king of having like these crap laning phases and then just playing well.
Yeah. That in turn makes Costa Bile look quite good. They're able to do a little bit more work to make sure he does well in his laning phase, which is probably a big reason why they lost that initial game, right? Tier 1 tower finally taken by SG in the mid lane. They're just going to keep going. They've got the Spectre who can join them always. One of the big advantages, it seems like SG play a lot off of that as well. The Spectre or Ember Spirit, something that can defend while still being able to join the team fight. The Lifestealer is going to come in from behind here. Doesn't have his Radiance yet, so he's not actually... Oh, he does have his Radiance. So he's doing some damage onto the supports and stuff. Oh, nice skewer back. Again, Tavo setting up, but Costa Bile is going to jump in with a golden drop. They are going to blow up a couple of these supports. King RT as well as Duster are already dead. And now it's going to be Weehaw on the front lines with the help of HFN. They do manage to kill Stan King, slowing down Costa Bile with the Spirit Siphon. HFN needs to be able to spot him out. Blow him up. Weehaw blinking forward, catching Costa Bile. The send back. Oh, it goes off just in time.
Oh my god, Flea, that's back-to-back.
He gets it again. Well played by Costa Bile, hiding in the trees there, just to give him that extra bit of time.
That was massive. They save 40R.
They're going to go back in. Skewer, okay, a little bit out of place. They still have the RP to send back again on 40R, so he holds on to that RP.
They must be so frustrated with this Chen. Flea's not even trying to cast anything aside from the send back in these fights.
Yeah.
He's staying way the hell back. He's given up on the creep life. He is the creep. He's the creep that sends back.
And the only thing you could do against this is buy a Nullifier.
Yeah.
As like Lifestealer. But that is like your third, fourth item usually. You can't expect to have it this early. $3K gold lead for SG, still 7-15. You could see quite the dramatic exchange over the last 10 minutes. Went from paiN very easily winning the game. Oh, the blink for blink. Laposa does manage to swashbuckle away before Weehaw can get the silence off. Yes, he could, but he tried to go for the silence. RP into skewer back. Sentry drop. Oh, there's Tavo. There. Get out of here. Laposa is actually going to commit and does manage to nail Tavo, but Weehaw jumps forward with the bomb inside. HFN does get RP'd. Meanwhile, Costa Bile is going to be focused down. Paralyzing cast, bouncing in, but it's not going to stop it. paiN Just, well, no, they aren't going to be able to kill Stan King. Couldn't TP out fast enough. On the back lines, they do kill the Leshrac for SG. That's all they really could do in this situation, though, with Costabile already dead.
Killing the Spectre is the massive one. They've almost got BKB now on Weehaw too.
Middle tower is under attack.
Laposa just going for the very deep creep skip to make sure that paiN Gaming don't actually get a ton of map control and push into high ground off of that one team fight.
Lifestealer still really farmed. Should think about that.
All right, now it's Roshan time.
Solar Crest Armlet Lifestealer with Radiance.
12 seconds until Rolling Thunder is back up, but Roshan will die faster than that. The Breathe Fire will slow things down considerably, though. Double damage goes to Beely. He doesn't pick up the double damage. Instead, he goes for the quick kill onto Duster with a double damage on HFN. He's going to quickly finish up the Roshan, pick up the Aegis. Weehaw, though, dealing with the Blade Mail. Costa Beely, they're going to bounce around onto the Lifestealer, run over the cliff to finish off the Death Prophet and head back for the kill on HFN. He does have the Rage up, TP away. They don't have anything to stop that unless the Rock. Stan King had the Golems up. That'll stop the TP. SG win another team fight, a big one around the Roshan pit. And now they can go for a push into near tier 2 and take full control of this game 2 against paiN.
Yeah, Duster bought back there, but not sure what he's going to contribute with. Comes to what he has so far, 900 HP. Dies in like 4 shots to the Spectre. Now they're pressing forward. Looks like they want to go through the bottom lane. Tavo's trying to skip that.
He tried to get the creep wave going, but he wasn't fast enough. 4DR caught it instead.
Yeah, as long as they protect this mid creep wave, though, they can still do this. That's exactly what they're going for.
They're going to do both. They're going to push that tier 2 and use the Dragonite to hit the melee racks. A little bit split decision making here from SG, but it may not matter. Tavo's going to come in. He does have a big RP opportunity. Where is he going to go for? Maybe, okay, holding off for now. 4DR makes his initiation onto Duster. Already blew him up. And Tavo still holding on to that RP, waiting for his opportunity. I'm not sure when he's going to finally jump, though. HFN is here. They've got their damage dealer. Finally, he goes for it, but it only locks down 4DR. And Laposa immediately got the stun on multiple heroes to slow down the damage. Tavo's dead, and HFN cannot kill 4DR. He's just too damn tanky. He has to go for Infest play. Costabile does get stunned, unable to finish off King RT. Now with a buyback from Tavo, he's going to try and go for the skewer play. Doesn't manage to push Costabile back inside the base. He's going to try and kill King RT before he dies. Weehaw's a little bit low as well, but can't get that one. A good skewer from Tavo kind of offsets things a small amount, but they still lost their melee racks. They still used their RP and Exorcism and lost the fight.
By losing the fight, you mean the racks?
Yeah. I mean, they traded
range
3 for 3 with a buyback, so I would even say, like, kind of the fight didn't go well.
Yeah, that fight was fine for SG, being able to get the racks there with the Spectre team. You're going to get the counter push now going with the Exorcism. paiN's just marching down mid. That tower has only lost 5 HP. See how much they can get out of this. I don't think the Spectre will be forced into a buyback situation. He does have Haunt, though, if he wants.
Yeah. Dragonite's going to be here in 5 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think you buy back on the Spectre.
They're going to try and jump forward.
Flea's a big kill here.
Flea, Glimmer Cape, he will survive because of that. And now Laposa rolling in. Spectre not going to hold. He's going to hold on to the buyback for now. Even though Laposa made quite the big entrance there with the Rolling Thunder, they're going to try and keep that buyback intact. They're going to be slowed down as they try and run back, though. Thanks to the upheaval, they're going to be able to catch Duster. Now the Haunt forward. They're going to see Weehaw as well. That is a big kill. That's why 4DR and Costabile are going for it. Instead, Spectre actually jumping down, trying to go for the Infest target. But it looks like it's just going to be Weehaw who ends up dying. Manta almost now for Costabile. They lost to tier 3, but they don't care. They can just go right back into the Radiant base. And this time around, there's going to be no buyback from Weehaw. Are they going to think better of it, though? Just go for the easy pushes in top lane? There's tier 1, tier 2, and Shrine. A lot of gold available. Pick up there. And Costabile can use his Manta illusions to keep the other lanes pushed in.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
What do you get next if you're Pango?
Is there need for a pipe? Could
Not
against
really.
Leshrac, but it's not necessary. So he either builds Aeon Disc or Lotus Orb
He's going for Lotus.
with this build. So Lotus Orb.
I think you just want to buff your Spectre up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's almost got his level 20 talent. The 500 health.
And he's already got the Dragonite to play forward for them.
Man, the 500 health talent, when DP and Spectre get it, it just makes them so much better.
Yeah. There is a lot of those carry type talents, right, at level 20 that make a huge difference. Dusa, 700 mana is a good example of one as well.
Or his Life Stealers. In 20% evasion, it's nice, but it's like the rest of your team is getting killed.
Yeah.
What can you do about that? He doesn't quite deal enough DPS to scare anybody. And the Crimson Guard further complicates that.
Do you like his next item, the BKB?
I don't know. Kind of feel like he needs it, but at the same time, he doesn't deal enough damage. But I don't know what the DPS item for him would be.
I mean, Nullifier would have been the option against this Chen sendback, right?
Yeah.
That gives you some damage. HFN just going to run forward, immediately gets stunned. Does have a Glimmer Cape protecting him. Of course, they see it thanks to the Ward Sentry combination. Now, Lopos is going to come in, trying to get the chain stun, goes for the back line, trying to create these stuns so Kostabile can just clean up core after core. He's going to be able to get the supports to start with. Duster's already dead. Now they turn on HFN. He's already gone. Weehaw is going to try and walk away with his BKB, but they've already been slowed by the Dragonite. Tavo's going to have to try and come in, hit a big RP. That's going to slow things down, yes, but they have no way to play off of that. He protects Weehaw's Death Prophet, but doesn't really kill anything at all. Doesn't even get them close to low. So Kostabile and the rest of SG can just go for the high ground push as soon as they're finished with this tier 2.
Yeah. They're just going to start marching down top now. The DK form lasts for another few hits. The bottom racks has now fallen. Laposa's actually gone in towards mid as well. Laposa, by the way, 6-0 and 19. They don't have ways to stop his ball. He's been very good in this game. I've seen it. It's just a really good team effort by SG in this one. Flea sendbacks. Oh, he punished them so hard.
Yeah.
Weehaw is just pretty much
Paralyzing
dead.
Cask, unless it's super lucky. There's no way they can save Weehaw. And King RD is going to be cleaned up right outside of his fountain. Well, Glamour Cape saves him, but still. In 15 seconds, maybe they can fight, but 15 seconds sounds a little bit too long. They're going to try and go for 40R by themselves.
Just bleeding heroes now.
Yeah, and they are going to be losing to Megas here shortly. They're going to have one last fight where they're going to have to rush into SG and try and win it real quickly. HFN is going to TP in to make it fast. He's going to rage and immediately go for Kostabile. Weehaw's going to go into the back line, immediately silences those two with the exorcism out. They can target some of these heroes. They're going for Kostabile first, while Stan King's also being targeted by Weehaw, but they just don't have the damage. They're also low with the Fatal Bonds. They're just taking far too much damage, and the bounce back damage from the dispersion of Kostabile just wrecks them. Warlock Spectre is so hard to beat in these team fights. Whether it's the Golem plus the initiation of the Spectre ultimate, where she just kills a couple of supports instantly, or it's going on the Spectre and getting dispersion into Fatal Bonds. It's like the synergy is just so good between those two.
Played that game really fast. I think they were just smart throughout that entire game. Didn't make any big mistakes. And they held their lineup very well. That fight at bottom, where they decided to go for the push, the haunt in, where they kill Weehaw with the blade mail, and they got like 3 different sendbacks.
Yeah.
Probably was just a little bit too much for them to cope with at that point.
And Laposa, 7-0-24. It was a great Pango last pick. It was one of those dream games for him, and he definitely showed off. He got 20k damage on Pango. That is more than the Dragonite. And this is a hero that builds no damage items, the way that Laposa went for it, right? Crimson Guard, Blink Dagger, Guardian Greaves. So all that damage just purely from the Rolling Thunder and the Shield Crash for the most part.
We see that hero get banned the majority of the time. And we kind of saw why right there.
Yeah. And it's surprising because most of the time it's paiN who are the ones playing the Pango. Most of the time they're the ones who
they get it banned.
Force enemy teams to 1-3 ban it.
Maybe that's why they forgot about that. Like,
yeah.
Huh. We're not taking it, so I guess we're good.
Well, that means our series is now tied 1-1. We are guaranteeing a Game 4 in this best-of-5 South American Grand Finals to qualify to TI.
Let's go. We got a series.
We are going to take a short break and be back with Game 3.